Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football, continuing with our freshman spotlight series as we take a look at potentially one of the most impactful freshmen during this 2023 season, as that is five-star cornerback Cormani McClain, who obviously is going to be playing for the Colorado Buffaloes. A couple things I want to talk about. One, what are the attributes that are going to allow Cormani McClain to be playing year one as a true freshman? That's rare. But I think Cormani McClain, I think most Colorado fans, and I agree, he has the goods to do that. And then the second part is, why is Cormani McClain so important to Colorado's success in 2023? Now, before we dive into it again, just want to say thank you to you guys. And it's no secret, I've had a blast talking Coach Prime, this Colorado program, and just can't thank you guys enough for rocking with the fellas, supporting the boys. So if you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. Again, the coolest story in college football heading into 2023. We'll have a lot to talk about this Colorado football program. Now let's get into Cormani McClain. And I first want to get into why I think Cormani McClain is going to be a guy that can play year one, right? Obviously, you know the national ranking, top 15 dude, the number one cornerback in the country. I kind of want to talk about what are the physical attributes that are going to allow this kid to play. And one of the biggest knocks as we dive into the film here is that he's small. And he does. I think a lot of people would say he does need to put on some weight, right? 6'2", I believe he's hovering around 165. He looks a little small. That being said, he doesn't play small. So I'm not too concerned about wide receivers like really getting too physical for him, because when you turn on the film of Cormani McClain, he's the one dealing out the punishment. Like, he's the one being physical. And another thing I love about his game is just how much he understands this cornerback position in the length that he has. He's 6'2", very long arms, but more importantly, he knows how to use those arms. And when it comes to breaking on the ball, playing the football in the air, Cormani McClain checks a lot of those boxes. Now, firing up what we have, this is his junior year. I mean, an absolute ball hawk, right? 10 interceptions his sophomore year, 9 interceptions his junior year. This dude finds the football, very comfortable playing that cornerback spot, which again is another thing that I want to say before we keep going is rare. Like, a lot of cornerbacks that are going to play cornerback at the college level play a lot more wide receiver, are more just the freak athletes that translate to the cornerback spot. Cormani McClain's a freak athlete, but he's already kind of been a pro at that cornerback position in a variety of different coverages. Here you see him trailing, going to get his head turned around and go play the football again. Good length, good straight line speed to keep up with the wide receiver. And there's so much things to like about Cormani McClain. Here's another thing, like sinking back in zone coverage, keeping his eyes on the quarterback, and then goes plays the football. Cormani McClain is a guy that can do. He's scheme versatile, right? If you want to play in zone coverage, he has some long arms, can break on the football, and then man coverage, especially press man. Like, this dude will jam you at the line of scrimmage. Really use that length. Defenders really well. Here we see him just making another play. I mean, this dude he's a ball hawk machine, and that's exactly what you want at that cornerback spot. Now, what I want to even talk about a little bit more is how significant Cormani McClain is going to be to this Colorado team as we pull up the depth chart. The first thing I want to say is that in the Pac-12, you're going to see elite passing attacks, right? You go down the list of the Pac-12, and if y'all listen to stuff that I talk about outside of Colorado, I'm kind of banging the table for the Pac-12 this year. Why am I banging the table? Because the quarterback play is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it starts with Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, Michael Penix, guy like Jaden Delore from Arizona. He can certainly play. You might have Dante Moore, Cam Rising from Utah. I think the Pac-12 conference has the best quarterback play in the whole entire country. And so when you're talking about Cormani McClain helping Colorado win games early, it's going to have to be like in a lockdown secondary, which is the second thing we talk about. You look at this secondary, at least on paper, it could be elite, right? You have Travis Hunter on one side, Cormani McClain on the other, a guy like Miles Slusher who can kind of play that box safety role, who was like a fringe all-SEC guy during his time at Arkansas. You have a couple big Power 5 transfers, and Marion Cooper is a highly sought-after guy from Florida State. Jaquez Robinson, you obviously have Shiloh Sanders, Deion Sanders playing that hard-hitting safety spot. The secondary room, I think, is really, really good for Colorado, and it might need to be great when you're facing all those elite Pac-12 offenses. And if Colorado is going to take a lot of the national media, a lot of the haters by surprise, I think it's going to be behind an elite secondary. And then the next thing I want to talk about is if Cormani McClain can be that dude in terms of being a lockdown cornerback, does that potentially let Travis Hunter play more reps on the offense side of the ball? We all know he's going to play on both sides. I think we all think that Travis Hunter is a better cornerback than he is wide receiver. Quite frankly, probably a first-round wide receiver or a cornerback. If Cormani McClain can be kind of that lockdown guy, and you slide a guy like Amarian Cooper into that other cornerback spot, could it possibly allow Travis Hunter to play more on the offensive side of the ball, which I think no doubt will help that Colorado offense without hurting the Colorado defense as much? That's something to think about. And to this day, I'm still very fascinated in how Coach Prime decides to use Travis Hunter. I mean, we've seen guys like Jabril Peppers play both sides of the ball, but as a Michigan fan, I saw firsthand it was like sprinkling him in on offense. It wasn't like you're going to play a lot of offense. Sounds like Travis Hunter is going to play a lot of offense for Colorado, so that makes me ask, how much on the defensive side is he going to play? And I would assume a lot because he's one of the best cornerbacks in the country. But I guess if Cormani McClain can step up as a true freshman and be that guy, I think you feel a little bit better about Travis Hunter maybe getting more reps on the offensive side of the ball and playing a little bit less defense. Again, just something I'm thinking about. But when you talk about impact freshman year one, Cormani McClain's got to be on the top of the list because he's one of the most talented players in the country going to a program where he's going to play early and he's going to play often, and he's going to be a very, very fun cat to watch to start his college football career playing for Coach Prime and Deion Sanders. Again, appreciate you guys checking the boys out. If you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll talk to y'all later. Peace.